want to thank you state leaders for making Fastlane a success last year. Such an awesome opportunity to get to work with some of you guys and develop Fastlane in your areas. You've made Fastlane a vital part of CMA. We've got chapters that are growing and flourishing all across the United States. We've got new leadership that's been put in, new Fastlane reps, and what an amazing job they're doing and how awesome it is to be a part of CMA behind you men and women that make CMA such a strong ministry outreach. What is a Fastlane chapter? Fastlane chapter is simply a chapter that reaches out to the edges of motorcycling. You'll find that they focus on dual sport riding or ATV or quad riding or super bikes, and they're just a little bit different than what our traditional chapters have been in the past. But the comforting thing is that they fit into CMA just like any other chapter. So as you're forming Fastlane chapters in your state, they're going to go through the same process. They're going to start as a forming chapter, and they're going to meet those requirements, and they're going to be a regular chapter, and they're going to come into the fold just like your regular chapters do. There's nothing special or exceptional about the Fastlane chapters from those things. They're still required to work with your area reps, and they still come under the chain of command of the state coordinator as the team works together to see these Fastlane chapters grow and become a vital part of CMA. 3 different attitudes you can have as a state leader towards the Fastlane, and each one of those attitudes is a progressive step in success of Fastlane within your state. The first attitude is, I'm not against Fastlane. If they want Fastlane or sport bikes or dual sports or ATV riders want to be a part of my state and what we have going on, then they can just fit in with our chapters and blend in with those. That attitude is not a negative attitude, but it is such an attitude to where you won't have the opportunity for growth as much as you could see within your state. Because most of the time, and I've not seen any exception to this yet, sport bike riders are not going to blend in well with our typical chapters that we have or our traditional chapters within CMA, nor our ATVs or dirt bikes. And the reason for that is very simple, is we just have very different riding styles and very different ways of pursuing the lost. I mean, if you're on a dual sport bike, then and you go on a chapter ride, you'll be riding on the pavement. And a lot of these guys like to get off on Forest Service roads or gravel roads. I mean, you can imagine you yourself with your cruiser and being in a chapter that was made up of dual sports, and they take off for their chapter ride and they head out and cut out through the woods and stuff. It's not going to be a ride that you want to participate in on your Harley because of the rough terrain and the chance of dropping your motorcycle and how dirty and filthy that beast is going to get trying to follow the dual sports. And that's similar to the way any of the Fastlane participants would feel about a normal chapter. They're not going to just want to go and ride on a terrain or a style that they aren't accustomed to. So Fastlane chapters proved to be a wise investment in order to grow this segment of the ministry. Now, the second attitude that you can have is that, hey, I want Fastlane in my state, and if somebody pops up in my state that wants a chapter, we'll see what happens. We'll see if that grows or don't. And I think that that's a very positive attitude to have. One that says, hey, let's give this a try and let's see if this works. And that's a progression of effectiveness of Fastlane within your state, is to have the attitude of let's try this and see if it works. And you may have a chapter or two spring up, but unless they have strong leadership, unless they have strong guidance, they won't be a flourishing chapter. They won't be a chapter that really adds a new dynamic and a new element to your state. Then the third attitude that you can see, which will produce tremendous growth within your state, within Fastlane, and produce tremendous growth also in your regular chapters. They see something that's a vital part of your state growing, and they're able to be a part of it. That third attitude is that, I want CMA involved in my state, and I feel like it's my job to make sure that they succeed. And in reality, as Christians, as fathers of the faith, you may say, that's the attitude that we should have towards all of our chapters and towards all of our members. As a leader, it is our job to see that those that are following us succeed in what God has called them to do. As a fast lane evangelist, it's my job to see that fast lane succeeds. It's my job to see that state coordinators and area reps succeed in the areas that God's called them to minister to, and to provide any ways necessary to help you develop those areas within your state. And that's what I'm here for, just like our banner that says, "Here if you need us." As a fast lane evangelist, I'm here if you need me in any way, form, or fashion that you need, whether it's helping you develop fast lane in your state, or working issues in your state, or answering questions, or just giving you an overall feel free to call me at the office or shoot me an email. There's nothing that I'm going to do in my life as a fast lane evangelist that's more important than helping you guys develop the fast lane movement within your state. Now, that last attitude of one to see that them succeed, you can take a chapter that's even struggling or weak, and if your attitude is to see that they succeed, then you will end up finding a leadership within that chapter that starts to flourish, because what's happening is they'll start gleaning from your leadership skills and your leadership styles, and you being such a strong leader will help encourage them and help bring them up, and it'll actually bring up the leadership team of that chapter to a whole new level. That's the awesome thing about the calling that God's given us. Not only can we see those that are lost come to Christ, but we can see those that are weak in faith grow to new strengths and new levels because of the commitment that we have for Christ, and the maturity and the way the Holy Spirit will move in our life to show others how to develop and mature and grow in leadership. And once you start doing that, your fast lane chapters will flourish and become a vital part of what you go do, and will become a blended in part, and will change the face of the ministry that you have, endeavoring into new areas and new ministries and new walks. One of the places that you're going to find that may change a little bit with your fast lane chapters, for an example, if you have a dual sport or a ATV style chapter, when they do Run for the Sun, they're going to do Run for the Sun out in the woods, in the dirt. They're going to do it completely different than the rest of your state does. And that's not a bad thing for them not to be where you're at. I mean, obviously, the ATV guys can't jump on the road and ride with you guys to your local meeting area. And if you do want them involved, maybe one of your meeting areas should be around an ATV park, or a section where dual sports and ATVs are legal to ride, so that they can go out and participate riding their vehicle for the Sun, and feeling like they really have a vital part of Run for the Sun and a vital part of the ministry as we raise money not only for our home missions but for the missionary partners that we have. One of the unique things that you're going to find with fast lane chapters, they're going to bring a new element into your state from the standpoint of their ideas and things may be a little different than yours, and they're going to bring some new creativity and some new ideas into the state. Just an example, we've got a dual sport chapter, and what they do for their Run for the Sun ride, obviously they go out in the mountains in their areas and they do a 100-mile dual sport run. But not only that, they advertise that dual sport run through the local motorcycle shops in their area, and then those guys come out, and for a donation they're able to go on this ride. And then at the end of the ride they do a big barbecue and they feed everybody, and it's just like a big mini rally type setup. But what we accomplish in that is two things. One, you have more money raised for Run for the Sun because of these people that aren't Christians getting involved with a Run for the Sun ride on the dual sports. Two, you have an opportunity to witness and to minister to those people that are not a part of the fold yet. They've not been brought into CMA. Whether they're Christians or non-Christians, you have opportunity to increase membership, which increases evangelism, which also increases funds. But the other thing is you have unsaved people there, and you have opportunity to get them on your turf and to have an option to witness to them and have an option for God to move in their life. One of the great things that's a possibility at a Run for the Sun for a dual sport bike, or ATV is they also like to do bike blessings at the end of that. So you have a Sunday morning mini devotional, and you have a bike blessing, and you get to pray over those people, and you get to see God be effective as they move into that. You'll find that not only those rides that benefit your state, but also in some areas, the local chapters that have been there for a while are starting to get involved in the fast lane chapters. And in a lot of those places, they have quarterly rides where they do a family picnic. And what that is the sport bikes and dual sports and ATV guys, they all meet with the traditional chapter settings in a place, and they have a meal and they hang out and they start building these relationships. And as you do this, what it does is it creates a very strong team within your state. And it's just like they say, with many cords, it's hard broken. So whenever you get all these people starting to intertwine and build relationships, you build a stronger team of your state, and it allows a stronger, effective witness as you go out and you work those events in your states. But another thing that we're going to do within Fastlane, and another thing that we've been doing for this year, is that we've started introducing Fastlane reps, because I know that most of your area reps are already maxed out, and your state coordinators are already doing all that they can do to grow their state and to minister to what they have. And what a Fastlane rep is a guy that will help guide and oversee the Fastlane group within your state. And he'll operate under the state coordinator, and he'll operate alongside of the area rep. But the thing that's going to be different about this guy is we're going to expect him to go to events and look for people to be involved in Fastlane that may not be CMA members yet. And it's going to be his job to be what I would like to call a church planner or a chapter planner. He's going to be a guy that goes out and finds people and brings them together and starts building chapters within your state for Fastlane, so that we can build a nice body or group of people to go out and to minister into this area. So this is going to be a guy that you can lean on for development. He's going to be a guy that will take some of the pressure off of your area reps and will help fulfill the need for Fastlane within your state. I would like for you to utilize a guy like this. This guy has got to be a man that is under the authority of the state coordinator. He's got to be a team player, one that can play and work alongside of area reps for a common goal. And he is essentially also going to be a bridge builder from your traditional CMA chapters to your Fastlane chapters. He's going to be what I would like to call a cooler, in the fact that if there's things that are misunderstandings between those chapters, he's going to need to be a guy that can go in there and work those issues to a common goal. And he's going to be a man of peace and a man of authority and love. And they're going to have to obviously have a focus towards Fastlane. These guys, as you implement them into your state, they're going to be a tremendous asset, and you're going to start seeing growth in not only your funds that are available, not only in your ministry, not only in your new salvations and growth in the state, but you're going to start seeing a family atmosphere come into your state that you've not had before. A lot of these guys are going to be my age. They're going to be in their 30s. They're going to be in their 20s. They're going to be young families. They're going to have kids, and they're going to have other responsibilities. But what happens is you take your traditional CMA chapters, you start blending them with the Fastlane chapters, and what happens is you get several generations of people that are going out and witnessing, and you begin to bring the family unity into your state. And what a better place to serve than to have a all-encompassing family that can go out and meet the needs of the people that you're going out to reach. I want to thank you guys for watching this video. It's been awesome to be able to share my heart with you guys and to give you some of my vision for what I believe Fastlane can be in your state. I hope that you go back and you take and you implement these ideas in your state. And I'd like to leave you with a prayer. Holy Spirit, I thank you for men and women that take your call seriously. Father, I thank you for their hearts that are towards you and towards the lost, Father, and also towards the Christians, to see them grow and to see them succeed in the areas of ministry that you've called them to. Holy Spirit, I thank you for the time that you've given me with them. Father, I ask that you give them wisdom in their dealings with people, and Father, that you give them strength to carry out your calling. Holy Spirit, that you give them a game plan on how to grow Fastlane in their state. Father, I just thank you for these leaders. Father, I thank you for placing them in CMA. What an awesome ministry and an awesome opportunity to work alongside these men and women of God. Thank you once again for watching this video, and I hope that God really blesses you with a vision for Fastlane within your state.